Hi girls and guys, it's Mr. Tracky and we're on the right track. So guys, today the Titanfall multiplayer tech test for Titanfall 2 has arrived. I've put a good few hours in and I thought naturally I'd give you my opinion on the game. I know there's a lot of hype around the game at the moment. The big three are hitting it off. Respawn Entertainment with Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1 is coming out, and the likes of Infinite Warfare. So I just thought I'd put a few things to rest and give you my honest opinion. So into the game, what does it play like? Well, first impressions aren't actually that good for me. If you're looking at the graphics now, I do my stuff in 1080p 60 frames per second, and my personal opinion, the textures look very similar to what you would have seen on the last gen consoles. I don't think it's all that much to look at personally. I think I've seen much better games, but what does it play like? Well, controls wise, I find it very clunky, very clumsy. The movement isn't quite as fluid as I thought it was going to be on Titanfall at all. You try to grapple on certain things and the game can't make up its mind whether it wants to grapple or not, and I've found myself at times using a grappling hook, bouncing up and down trying to mantle something. The sensitivity's quite awkward. You start on a default and you can go one lower, or then you go into high, and for me there needs to be another 2 notches, one before and one after default, because it seems to me after default the sensitivity just goes rather ridiculous, if you ask me. The hit detection, absolutely brilliant. Isn't quite as satisfying as Battlefield or Call of Duty for me, but the hit detection is definitely there. When you shoot somebody, they do die. I did find after playing the bounty mode, I believe it was, that the AI in the game, the grunts as they're called, were very poor. Rarely did they shoot at me, rarely was there a challenge. It was only when I came up against another human being that I felt like I had a challenge. The weapons seem to be nice. Played with the LMG, and this is the R201 I believe, which became my favourite quite quickly. Shoots off the hit great, all-rounder, and I found it great to use. The advanced movements for me were worse in Advanced Warfare, my personal opinion. You can traverse the map as high as you like, and I did find that in several lobbies I was in, people just stayed on the top of the buildings and didn't do much. Bounty mode was quite good once you worked out what you had to do, but for me the overall thing about the game is I believe that its longevity is just not there. There isn't a desire to want to play the game much more, and I found myself getting quite bored after a couple of hours. There's no incentive like Call of Duty in regards to the likes of kill streaks. It seems like a shooter where you just get in a lobby and you see something, you kill it with no real goal to what you're doing. And I did feel like that on Battlefield sometimes, but at least you got the likes of the objective game modes and the likes of the planes and the weapons and the tanks and stuff, which deter away from the likes of the gunfights and makes things a bit more interesting. But I don't think Titanfall is going to do very well again. The player base, I believe, will die off again, and I'm not trying to be negative about the game. It's going to be one of the top 3 first-person shooters out this year, with the exception of Overwatch, and I just don't believe it's got what it takes to take on the literal titans of the FPS world, which are Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Guys, it's been a pretty disappointing test for me. I hope it isn't necessarily the same for you guys, but this is me just being very honest with you guys. First impressions weren't that great from Mr. Tracky, and I definitely believe that it is a game worth a purchase for those who like to collect games, but I think many people will play this beta or this test and leave it at that. Guys, that is pretty much it from me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.